copy, share it, and then shout it on a rooftop. Let's get this place, filled. I have a work, and I'm not going to, some of you, you're going to thank God that you came to church today. I'm going to give you these few weeks to reposition, ignite, tune, all right, as we take over or face the new year that God is giving us. One of the things, and I believe that is for every pastor, and that has also been my position right from when we started House of Refuge, because House of Refuge is to make you useful to yourself, and then when you're useful to yourself, you begin to become useful to the society, because you have to invade the culture and the system that God has positioned you. All right, and if you're going to become useful to yourself, I feel as your father, it's my responsibility to provoke, challenge, and help you with relevant truths, all right, that are kingdom-driven principles, laws that are in the Word of God, for you to be able to charge, and then take over in this life. You are supposed to operate in the system of this world, because the Bible said that we should go into the system, the cosmos, all right, and you are created to be wealthy, all right. The wealth is not for you. The wealth is for the owner, and you are to be the custodian and a steward. So he's going to give you a stewardship responsibility to resources, all right, because we have to wrap up this. The kingdom of this world must become the kingdom of our God, all right. And if that is going to happen, then our mind needs to be able to start changing. If you miss Wednesday, I don't know what to tell you. Though I know a lot of people might not have, I was talking with the EAP, he said that, man, this teaching is just deep, but some of you just go keep listening to it for 1 year, you will get it. It is going to open, to you, all right. But my desire, is that you don't become a library, but you become a wise person. All right, don't be in this place because I give you a lot of information. Once you don't use it, then you are just a walking library. You have a lot of information, but it's not showing in your life. My desire is that this thing begins to show. All right. So what I'm going to do, is to help you, to increase your value. Because you are not paid based on hour or time. You're actually paid based on your value. All right. If you want an increase of money, you don't increase the number of hours that you work. No, you increase the number of your value. All right. And that's where, things begins to turn and then begins to, happen, in your life. I'm going to give you, some timeless principles, but it's going to be a little bit rough, and I'm not afraid of you. My responsibility is that you leave your comfort zone and move into the place where God has created and destined for you. You are supposed to reveal your glory. Your intrinsic value needs to show forth on this earth. You are supposed to move from one level of glory to another level of glory. All right. You are not born and created to be like a mountain or like Lot's wife, which became a monument. You are born to be a movement. All right. And I am here to challenge you, and it might be a little bit rough, but I guarantee you, your life will never be the same. All right. If you're going to pick up some of the things that I will be saying, all right, I will see you at the top. All right. Okay. I have a lot of sons all over this nation. Some were seated right where you're sitting, picked up some of these truths that I say and ran with it. All right. Some of them, they just came as students, spent just 5 years with us. All right. And then boom, something, they call me, send me text, and all of that. However, the kingdom of God is already here. I say the kingdom of God is already here. All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, I hope, you start timing me now, instead of timing me since I started talking. All right. So that I can be able to deliver. I'll be teaching on Sunday and on Wednesday and on Sunday, and on Wednesday. Next year or 2024 and the future that God has given to you is going to be super incredible. All right, the best of you have not yet been seen. Come on, put those hands together. I said the best of you have not yet been seen. All right, and you will show forth, all right. Now, I will be talking and then challenging you. However, I want to lay a premise, when I'm talking about increasing your value or showing forth, all right, what God has put in the inside of you. On Wednesday I was making a statement, that Jesus Christ, he said that my Father walks and I do walk. He said that whatever you see me do, it is what I see my Father. All right, you have to understand when God created you, he put an imagination on you. Imagination is a screen, okay, of pictures, and it's not supposed to be used to drain you. It's actually supposed to be used to reveal your future. Right. And your ability to access God, because every of your future, the Bible said that who knows the mind of God? They said the Spirit of God, and then there are things that I have not seen concerning you. All right, there is a film, an image that is rolling, every day and up to the end of your life of the things that you're supposed to be open to. All right, Jesus Christ could go to God and then spend about 5 hours, and all that he is seeing was a TV, a television, a picture, of what has been written concerning him and what God is doing. I want you to know that God is doing something, and you are here to finish or to do what he is doing. You're not hearing what I'm talking about, okay? So there is something about you, concerning you, that he's doing, and it's in a picture, all right? Your ability to come to him. So what Jesus does is that he comes to him, and then boom, this television comes up, and then he begins to see God healing the blind, God raising the dead, God, all right? And then once he sees the picture, he said that I do what I see my Father do. Am I talking here? You don't see... All right, when he sees it, God said that now go and do it. All right, because that is what I have for you for the day. All right, listen to me. The me I see is the me I become. No, somebody did not hear what I'm talking about. All right, and when he goes, in 5 seconds he opened blind eyes, and they are saying that why did he said that I'm doing what exactly I saw in the television when I was having time with God. You're not hearing what I'm talking about. All right, there's greatness in the inside of you, but can you see it? There's bigness in the inside of you, but can you see it? There's something that you're about to enter tomorrow, but can you see it? When we started this building, one of the reasons why I already told you that this is finished is because for about 1 year, from 7 p.m. to about 10, I will stay inside this place in the woods. All right, the place is okay, and all I was trying to see is to see that television, what my Father is doing, so that we can do it. Am I talking here? All right, and while I was locked up there, I saw the whole building finished, the whole supply finished. Am I talking in House of Refuge? So where we are now is something that we are doing what the Father has already done. How? We have seen it. If you can see it, it can show forth. Now am I gonna hear? Am I talking here? So when you see it, you're supposed to speak it. Come on, yeah, somebody got it. Somebody got it. All right. We speak hidden mystery with wisdom. All right, for your glory. All right. There's something that you have to see. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to see it. All right. That opens up your value. All right. Now in John, chapter 2 and verse, 11, if you pick up the story, that was is a story of Jesus Christ coming for a wedding. When he came to that place, the wine finished. When the wine finished, they went to the mother. The mother went to him. And he told her, woman, my time has not yet come. All right. However, Jesus Christ said they should fill the pots. All right. Now, one of the things that you don't understand with the pots, in Israel, whenever you're going into a house, there will be a pot with dirty water. The dirty water is as a result of the hands or the feet that people wash before you enter into that house, So when you are doing a feast, you will have these pots in front so that you will wash your hand before you go in. All right. In the washing, some of the water spilled. That's the water that he turned to wine. All right. It's not fresh water. It's a dirty water. Am I talking here? So as they came, he now said that, well, go to that pot, and get it filled. All right. But in verse 11, there is a statement that was said, after he has done the miracle. All right. The Bible says that, he performed the miracle to show his glory. Somebody say, show his glory. Come on, talk to me. Somebody say, show his glory. If you read verse 11, that reveals something. All right. The glory of an object is its intrinsic value. The glory of an object, okay, in as much as I told you that it's your forward movement, it's your advancement. Your glory is what you are becoming and will become, in life. Your intrinsic value. All right. In other words, you're actually supposed to maximize it. Right now that I'm looking at you, you're not showing your full glory. Am I talking here? All right. Okay. So the glory, all right. So to show his glory, is him revealing his value. Revealing his value is revealing what he carries, what he does, what he can do. Look at your neighbor and say, there's a glory in the inside of you. All right. Okay. Now, how is that value revealed? All right. Okay. When you look at the scenario, the value is demonstrated in the miracle. All right. Whereby he is able to take something that is dirty, something that is very low, something that is an outcast, and through his transformative power turns it into something of value. And when they brought it to the master of the feast, all right, the master of the feast was wowed because he has never tasted a wine like that. Am I talking here? What I'm actually trying to say is that the world have not yet seen you or met you. All right. It doesn't matter how you are low, confused in a murky clay. When you meet God, there is something in you that is going to show forth, and people are going to be confused. We knew you before, we tested you before, but now is something that the world has never seen, because eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, has not even entered what God is about to be revealed in the inside of you. You are about to show forth a new wine, a new you, a new power, a new vigor, a new something that when you bring it, all right, the master of the feast is a picture of the marketplace. Am I talking here? You are supposed to operate in the marketplace, but in the marketplace you're supposed to bring a value that is not copied from any other place. It is seen in the place where you saw my father walk and I walk, and when I begin to show forth, they will say that baby kamada one. Come on, put those hands together. If you don't, help me handle that. Come on, put those hands together. Look at your neighbor and say, the best of you is about to show forth. There's more to you than what meets the eyes. I've not seen you yet, but something is about to touch you. The hand of God is about to hold you. Something is about to turn you around, and something that eyes have not seen is about to show forth. Come on, put your hands together, and the world is going to be wow. The marketplace is going to be wow. Your family is going to be wow. Look at your neighbor, say, hold the hand of your neighbor, pull it like you want to pull it out, and say, neighbor, release your value. So it's the same thing that Jesus does to us in our life. And for your information, what he does is that he takes us from glory to glory. Let's say it again. I say he takes us from glory. All right. So if glory means a value of something, then it means he takes us from one level of value to another level of value. I feel that you have exhausted this level. I said that he takes you from one level of value to another level of value in life. If you're writing, I want you to write this. We live life in levels, on levels, but we arrive in stages. We live life on levels, but we arrive in stages. You know, when you come into this place, there is a staircase to the gallery. All right. When you are here, you are on the ground level. Then you climb. Then there is a landing. That's another level. From that landing, you start climbing, right? All right. Okay. So this is a level. The steps are stages. Then you come to another level. On that level, there are stages. Am I talking here? Come on, Baguganiba. On a level, there are stages. All right. So we live life on levels, but we arrive on stages. All right. Okay. So he takes you from one level, okay, to another level. But at any level, there are stages. All right. You are like an onion that you've been peeled from one level to another. Okay, and chances are some of you have not left the last level. Some of you have not even come to a level. Some of you not, okay, all right. But, at a place that you are, there's improvement in the inside of you. There's more in the inside of you at the same level. There's greater in the inside of you at the same level. All right. When you exhaust the stages, you come to another level. God told me to tell you, it is not changing of level of APC, but God is about to change your level and your stages. He's about to be moved from glory to glory. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. On every level, we move from one value to a greater value in life. And anytime your value increase, your income increase. When the value doesn't increase, income doesn't increase. So the question that must be asked is that, how do I increase my income? Because my responsibility is that I want to pastor wealthy people. Billionaires. Yes. So, but how do I increase, my value? I'm going to allow you into some principles and some laws that are going to, in this life, you don't get paid for the time. You get paid in this life for your value. The mistake, and that is why when people think that they are being paid for the time, that's why they go for many, many different, jobs. All right, okay. They call it, is it P-Mene? You're working here, then you have 2 hours, you go and work here, then you have 2 hours, you go and, what do you call it? Okay, you call it PP. Okay. The confusion with many people is that people think that they are going to become wealthy by working many jobs. With that mindset is that you think that you are being paid based on time. But you're never paid based on time. You're actually paid based on value. So when you meet smarter people that have understanding, they understand that it is not about working many jobs. No, it is about increasing your value so that you are on one job that can pay you money for 5 jobs. Oh no, somebody began to make. Okay, so you're here, they give you 100,000. You're here, they give you 100,000. You're here, they give you 100,000. When you increase your value, you can be on one job and they will give you 1 million. The reason is because you're not paid on time. Okay. Poor people think that it's time. So they now allocated the time so that they could get the money. Wise people of understanding know that you're being paid based on value. So they raise their value so that maybe they are so well in search of. So when they arrive into a place, they determine how much they're going to be paid. When I was in Footy, I was in Footy and the AU, and I was becoming so tired. All right, I was doing okay, and of course I've already raised my value, so I now had to now deal with negotiation. I left Footy and then moved to AUN, and I was paid 3 times what I was getting in Footy. All right, and when I was making an interview, this is my statement. I know what I'm bringing to the table, and I started telling them you got to know who you are and what you carry. All right, okay. So based on the value, and I'm not talking about using this, I could have still been working in Footy and still be working in AUN. All right, am I talking here? Okay, and I'm thinking that I become wealthy based on the time. All right, but you see, you can raise your value, and and I'm going to help you. If you raise your value, you can stay in one job that can pay you all the 3 jobs or the 4 jobs that, am I talking in House of Refuge? Come on, put your hands together when you began. So if you want to be wealthy, increase your value. You're not being paid by the time. You're being paid by the value. Look at your neighbor and say, increase your value. Look at another neighbor and say, neighbor, you got to increase your value. So if you're going to increase your value, it means you need to go back to school. You need to buy books. You need to read. You need to raise your level of cerebral, cognitivity. Your ability to understand. You need to listen to podcasts. You need to go for seminars. You need to buy, am I talking in House of Refuge? You need to spend all of your money in getting information and truth that will take you from this stage to another stage. Some of you are so calcified in this place, and people feel it, they can, like this, send you away because you're present in the company or not in the company doesn't shake the company. But there are some people in Katabasu, the whole thing is about to come down because they are valuable. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. I say, now, come on, put your hands together. Okay, some of you, but there are some people that have raised their value. They don't beg. They search for them. When they bring them in, am I talking here? Everything revolves around them. They increase their value. They're not there waiting for their files to be moving from grade 1, A, B, C. No, they know who they are, they gather money from the lower level because there's nothing wrong in starting from entry level. But what you do with the money that comes, increase, got all the certification, started going global. Even the government and other people are looking for you because when you speak, wisdom comes forth. Rather than to stand and begin to praying for a messenger not to hide your file and be going from grade to grade, the devil is a liar. God is about to cause you to increase your value, and you're not going to be begging for anything because once you're in the kingdom, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. There's something in the inside of you. There's an intrinsic value in the inside of you. There are some people, they speak for 1 hour, they are paid 5 million. Come on, put those hands together if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Look at your neighbor, say, raise your value. Raise how you do business. Raise how you do transaction. Some of you, you're in one place, never read a book for all of your life. You can't speak, you don't know courtesy, you don't know marketing, you don't know branding. You're just like that. And you're saying that it's not in sweat, in being smart about who you are and bringing out the greatness that is the inside of you. Come on, put those hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. It's nothing wrong with speaking in tongues, but when you speak in tongues, you better go to the TV, the television, and see what God has put in the inside of you. If what you see is not what you're showing, what can I do to be able to have what I saw? I need to go back to school. I need to increase my value. I need to increase my worth. I need to gather more relationships. I need to know somebody. Once you're able to do that, get ready. Something is about to happen in your life. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. There are some women, all that you're thinking is, I want to get married. Baby, you're in trouble if your thought is just marriage. But baby, there's a world to change. There's a life to change. And some of you cannot even eat because you don't have somebody to get married to you. Baby, once your value change, the devil is a lie. No, but most men are looking at you, they see liability. But when you make yourself an asset, but when you make yourself an asset, when you make yourself an asset, When the husband doesn't come, kijeki diploma. He doesn't come, do your first degree. He doesn't come, get your master's. And who said you can't get your PhD? The devil is a liar. You're not hearing what I'm talking about. Make sure you're not hearing what I'm talking about. If you have money to buy a Maybach, better get it. He said that, no, that's a good Isunga motor. And anybody that is intimidated about your car, then he's not fit for your status. You better get it and begin to drive. Come on, put your hands together. Shout! I say shout! And then by the time you're driving, kinga one day good then namishi pam pam pam. Then say su. Meanwhile, kina driverless steering on his own and nuna miki hanya. The devil is a liar. They say yeah, I king hadu baby moon hadu, and we're going to the next level. If you're crazy about this weight, I'm about to change my level, and something new is about to show forth. Come on, put your hands together. Shout! But when inkabodi namutu no, inkabodi nikai asara. The devil is a liar. Put those hands together, because when I come on an asset, I'll build your house, I'll raise your children, I will buy some and I'm not doing it because I want to put you down. I'm doing it because we are one together. I've raised my value. You are not paid based on time. You're paid based on your value. Come on, put those hands together. I said, come on, put those hands together. I said, come on, put those hands together. But we need Sabanaga to fun. We have a the devil is a lie. No, that you're more than that. There's a brain in the inside of you. There's greatness in the inside of you. You're too. Somebody say, Pastor, relax. I said, somebody say, Pastor, relax. Our success and prosperity in this life begins with a decision. The decision to be successful. When you look at people and you see a lot broke, poor, and not successful, the reason why people have not succeeded in life is because they have not decided to. And for your information, no decision is a decision. There are a lot of people that are here, the day come, it ended, it doesn't bother you. You're not angry. You're just okay. You're okay to wake up in the morning and go for that. Your pay, you have to struggle and do some strike for it to be increased. You have not decided that I'm going to leave this level and go to another level. You have not sat down and programmed your life and see the net worth that you want to accumulate. You have not seen yourself at the end of your life and the things that you're supposed to have gotten. You've never saw the fleets, the things that God has actually prepared for you. You're comfortable. And all that you do is to scroll the TV, watch, wake up, eat, lie down, wake up, go, wake up, come, lie down, eat. You're actually a problem to the investment of air that God has released on earth. Kana shanye mamuta nenkiriki iska. When I talk about decision, the power of decision is greatly enhanced with the presence of information. If your decision is not quality, check what is feeding you. Look at the information that enters you. Some of you are not aggressive and wanting life. Is based on the things that are around you. You have never improved your life, never read a book, never known anything. And so the quality of your decision is greatly enhanced by the presence of information. And that is why one thing that you have to understand is that the Bible is a manual for life. If Jesus said that I am come that you might have life and you might have it more abundantly, then you have to know that he has to give us the manual to do that life. If not, he's never going to say that. I'm going to help you in some things. Most of you are trying to do something new. There's nothing new on earth. You have to understand that most of you are trying to find out what God will do. Now, instead of you trying to find out what God will do, your success in this life actually comes out when you know what God has done. Because what he has done dictates what he will do. If you don't know what he has done, then you're going to have serious problem groping in the dark. It is difficult to determine what God will do in your life if you don't know what he has done. Because there is nothing, what shall be has been, what has been has been. There is something that has been done, finished, that necessitated your arrival. And if you don't know what he has done, trying to look for what he will do, what he has done dictates what he will do. The finished work must be studied. There is something that is finished. And if you don't study the finished work, there's going to be a problem. When Jesus said, it is finished, you have to really search deeply into that so that you can gain understanding as to what was finished or what was accomplished. If you don't know what was finished and what was accomplished, you're going to be seriously struggling. Listen to me. There is something that is finished that you are to start. Once you don't know it, you're going. Now, there's another place where we hear God said, it is finished. It's in Genesis. God said it's finished. And that was after the 6th day when he created everything and then created man and gave man the stewardship responsibility over everything. When he did that, then he said, it is finished. It is time to rest. So we see again in Jesus' sacrifice coming up when he released his blood, then he said, it is finished. Now watch. When God said it is finished, it means he has entered rest. Let me say it again. When God said it is finished, all right, so that all of the work that God is doing now is based on what he has done. Come on, put your hands together. Somebody got it. Come on, put your hands together. I said, so everything that we experience on earth in terms of wealth, in terms of success, in the context, is actually in the context of what has been accomplished. Your prosperity is a done deal. Your wealth is a done deal. Your rising is a done deal. Your greatness is a done deal. You're not fighting to get it. It is done. I need to be able to hold on to something. Am I talking here? That's why Hebrews said that all that you need to do is to struggle to enter into that rest. And it is the belief in what he has done or faith that brought you into that rest. Rest is a place of peace, not chaos. When you see people in a place of chaos, then they have not studied what has been done. And the reason is because your words, your faith are not mixed. Or the words that you hear are not mixed with faith. You are still trying to use human effort to achieve some certain things. Look at your neighbor and say, rest is a place of peace. I'm going to read Ecclesiastes from 2 versions. Man, 30 minutes. Give me Ecclesiastes 7. How many of you are happy you're in church? I guarantee you, your life will never be the same. Gaskiya change ya zo maka yau, ya zo miki yau. Some people, your value has just gone up. Ecclesiastes 7. No, give me NIV first before you give me the Living Bible. Give me NIV first. Wisdom is a shelter as money is a shelter. But the advantage of knowledge is this. Wisdom preserves those that have it. Verse 13. That's where I'm going to. Verse 13. Now watch. That's where many of you are missing it. You never consider what he has done. Consider what God has done. Who can straighten what he has made crooked? In other words, there is something that is finished and there is nothing you can do about it. If you never consider and find out, you're going to be struggling. That's why you can go to bed. That's why you get the peace. Because no witch, warlock, wizard from your village can actually thwart what he has done. If he has made it crooked, you cannot straighten it. Let's do it in the Living Bible. Because you have to see what he has done and then just fall into line. Now look at this. You can get anything by either wisdom or money. But being wise has many advantages. Now look at this crazy and wicked verse 13. He's talking to you. Take your time and see what God does. The way God does things. And all you need to do is fall in line. Come on, put your hands there. Don't fight the facts of nature. Who can straighten what he has made crooked? The problem is that you are not falling in line with what he has already done. And when you are not in line, you're going to be struggling. No wonder high blood pressure, pain. You're fighting. No. Consider, look at what he has done. Just fall in line. That's all. Once you fall in line and know what he has said, then the universe, nature begins to work for you. And then heavens begins to open. That's why most of you here, heaven can't do transaction with you. You see, when God begins to release principles, they are principles. So when he said, bring ye the tithe, some people say that you're not in New Testament. No, he's actually trying to tell you spiritual laws that govern the earth. So when he opened his mouth, consider what he has done and then fall in line and see. Because nobody can make straight what is already crooked. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, push your neighbor and say, neighbor. Come on, push him well. Come on, say, neighbor. Fall in line. What God has created and set in motion, you cannot interrupt. Let me say again. What God has created and set